Well, hey friends, I am so glad that you have decided to join us today for the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference Youth Camp Meeting. Wish we could be together. You guys know the fun that we have at camp meeting, the games, the dare base, and we hopefully will be able to do that again soon. But for this year, because of the pandemic, because we're not quite there yet, we have decided to do this virtual camp meeting. Now, you'll know that the adults are meeting right now too, and that's kind of why we scheduled it this way, that while your parents are at their meeting, their adult camp meeting, you guys can be here with us for the youth camp meeting. And we're so excited that you are here. I pray that God will speak to you and that you will be blessed. We have Pastor Rich Aguilera here to share with us. You're going to love it. We got Nature Nuggets music, we've got stories, we got stuff from you guys, and our theme is the greatest adventure. So here's what you do. Every day starting today and throughout the rest of this week and all the way through Saturday, we're going to continue to upload and go live right on time. So check out the schedule. Sabbath, both this week and next week, will be at 11 a.m. Central Time, but every other meeting, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they're all going to be at 7 p.m. Central. Tune in here because you're not going to miss what we build from day to day as we look at how being a follower of Jesus is the greatest adventure. And I can't wait to hear what Pastor Rich has to share with us. As a part of this, every day we're also going to give you an adventure-based Bible memory verse. So again, our theme, the greatest adventure, we want to look at Bible verses that have that adventurous theme to them. And our one for today comes from Philippians 4:13. I hope it's one that you guys probably already have memorized, but it says this: I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. I love that verse because it's not just about doing, like I can't wait to do things, but that word can also be translated as I can get through things, I can bear things. In other words, like anything that comes my way, God can give me the strength to do it. What an awesome God that we serve. So guys, so glad that you guys are here. Hope you love the program. Hope you're blessed. And we'll see you guys at the very end. And again, I can't wait to see you through the rest of the week. Thanks for joining us. Here we go. The greatest adventure.
Hey everyone. Welcome back to another Minute Outdoors. It's me, John Henry. Today I was taking a walk and I found this beautiful bird's nest sitting on the ground. I don't know how it ended up down there, but it's so awesome to be able to look at it and admire the beauty and the craftsmanship that's been put into this little home. How each blade of grass has been intricately woven together to hold the baby birds safe in their spot. God has put so much design and care into the animals that live here. And we can see that God's idea of design is even in the birds as they make their nests. In Psalm 84, the author talks about how birds are going to be nesting right close to God. But listen to this. Even the sparrow finds a home, the swallow a nest for herself where she may lay her young. At your altar, O Lord of hosts, my King and my God. Blessed are those who dwell in your house, ever singing your praise. You know, it's such a blessing to be able to be in God's house, whether that's in church, whether that's out here in God's nature, or whether that's in communion with other believers. And seeing this nest reminds me of how God takes care of his children. I'm so glad to be a child of God, and you can be too. Just find your rest in God's nest. Thanks for joining me on another Minute Outdoors. We'll see you next time.
I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, he will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. John 15:5.
And why is that your favorite Bible verse?
Maybe because I like grapes.
And what does it tell you about what we need to do?
I like it. It tells you always stay connected with God.
That's right. Awesome. Thank you.
Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid, nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. Because it tells us God is with us, and because it tells us to be courageous.
Awesome.
not sleep, no, never slumber. He is ever over me.
As I come and I go, I am safe, for I know that His care is sufficient for me.
Winter warmth at night and a shady place in summer. He's ever over me.
As I come and I go, I am safe, for I know that His care is sufficient for me.
Winter warmth at night and a shady place in summer. He's ever over me.
Hello everyone there in Kentucky, Tennessee. My name is Rich Aguilar and I am so excited that I get to be your speaker this week for camp meeting. It's more than just a week. We're going to be going for a while here and I'm excited. I've got a whole bunch of cool stuff planned and I am just looking forward to see you every single day. I've got a whole bunch of cool stuff planned and of course, as many of you guys know, I'm a huge fan of nature and of all the amazing things that God has created, and animals and trees and cool places, and we're gonna have fun exploring them, talking about them. And my theme this week is living for God is the greatest adventure. The greatest adventure really is living for God, because when you live for God, amazing things will happen. So we're gonna kick off our time together and I'm going to introduce you to something that I love to do when we have these hangouts together. I call it the Hidden Animal Challenge. So here's how it works. We're gonna start off by showing you a picture of something in nature. It's actually an animal and it's hidden in plain sight. So these are animals that God created with the ability to camouflage themselves, to hide themselves in their environment. Your job is going to be to look at the picture and to see if you can spot the hidden animal. All right, so this is the first one that we're gonna try. Are you ready? We're gonna take a look at the picture now. Here it is. Okay, do you see it? It's hidden right there in plain sight. It's not hidden or anything. It's just right there. It's just hard to see. Did you spot it? It's the antelope. Did you see it? Here's the picture again. There it is. Whoa, very well hidden. So sneaky. Very cool how God created and designed nature with all these amazing abilities. I think that's super cool. All right, so the next thing that I'd like to do with you is something that is super fun as well. If you follow my weekly Kids Sabbath School review that I do every week for the primary Sabbath School class, you're probably familiar with the What's It? What is that thing? It's a picture of something that I'm going to show you, but this time it's super zoomed in. You have to figure out what it is though. Again, it is part of nature, something God created, but it's been super zoomed in with a super intense camera lens. And your job is going to see if you can figure out what it might be and take a good guess. Are you ready? Yes, you are. Here it is. What could that be? Seems like that's familiar. What could it be? All right, I'll give you a couple more seconds there. What do you think? Any ideas? All right, it's time to reveal the answer of our What's It for today. That, believe it or not, is a close-up zoomed in picture of an armadillo.
You know what an armadillo looks like. Oh yeah, that's their little outer shell thing. And of course, when they feel threatened, they hide in there. That is a close-up of an armadillo. So cool, awesome. All right, well, you know what? Speaking of animals, the next thing that we're gonna do now is go and visit with a couple of my friends. They are animal specialists. So let's go over to the Dusty and Feather Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're so glad you're tuning into the show that features two of the most incredibly lovable and fuzzy hosts. Welcome to the Dusty and Feather Show!
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dusty and Feather Show. My name is Dusty.
And my name is Feather, and we're so glad you've joined us today as we learn about another amazing animal that God made.
Oh, and there are so many. Wait a second, what is our animal for today? I was so excited about the show, I kind of forgot to look at the script.
That's okay, Dusty. Today on the show, we're talking about how God's love and grace is for everyone around the world. So, we're talking about one of the only animals that can actually be found all around the world, on every continent, even Antarctica.
Whoa, that is awesome!
But I haven't told you the animal yet.
I know, I'm saying it's awesome because I already know it's not going to be a frog, because frogs can't live in Antarctica, and you know that I'm kind of scared of frogs.
Yeah, I know that you're not crazy about frogs, but do you want to know what the animal is that can live there along with all the other continents?
Of course I want to know, but I'm sure relieved that it's not the
frog, right, yeah, I get it. It's not the frog, and I'm very glad for you. Seems like you're more interested in what animal it's not than the animal that it is.
Yeah, I guess. Probably because I had a close encounter with a frog this week.
Oh, really? You did?
Yes. Remember I saw a frog in a commercial on TV?
Well, I'm not sure if that counts as a close encounter.
Oh, okay, great. So what's this animal that's everywhere?
Well, it's not everywhere. It's just that they're found on every continent.
Ah, I see. So which one is it?
It's the pinnipeds, which includes seals, walrus, and sea lions as well.
Ooh, cool. The seal. They're so cute.
Yeah. You want to go see one?
Oh, yeah, let's go. Whoa, that's not quite what I was expecting to see, Feather.
Yeah, well, that's a walrus. You want to see a cute one, don't you? Come on.
Aw, that's so cute. And that's so amazing that they can be found on all the continents. I wish we had them here.
Yeah, they pretty much need to live near some cold ocean water environment.
Oh, so no seals in Guam or Miami?
No, Dusty.
Oh, that's okay. We can see them on TV.
Along with frogs.
Where? Oh, TV. I get it. Okay, I'm fine.
Good. That was a close call for a second there for you, huh? By the way, do you know one way to tell seals and sea lions apart?
No.
Well, sea lions have visible ear flaps, and seals don't. They're hidden.
Really? I'm out of here.
Where are you going, Dusty?
Oh, I'm going to go look at my animal picture books to see if I can see those ears.
Oh, okay. Remember, kids, God's love and grace are everywhere. Hey, Dusty, I'll join you too. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Several years ago, I was working with our church to organize a mission trip. Now, the idea that we had was that this was going to be a very different, unique mission trip. And the reason is because we wanted to also be able to bring families along to work and to serve others. And by families, I mean little kids. We had a whole bunch of little kids that were like 6 and 7 and 8 and 10 years old that came on the trip. And we designed the whole mission trip to be able to be in such a way that they would also be able to work. It was really cool. Now on Sabbath afternoon, we decided that we wanted to do something a little special. So we had several plans in place. First of all, we were going to all jump on this big yellow school bus that they were using to cart us around. The idea was that after church and after lunch, we were going to go up into the jungle where we were going to be able to visit some old ruins of like some old monastery or cathedral or something that was up in the mountains. After that, we were going to come back down to the village and we were going to go to a church where we were going to put on a program for the youth program there in the afternoon. We had this great plan in place, so we jumped on the bus and we headed up into the mountain. Now, it had been raining the day before, so the jungle was a jungle. It was very humid and moist and, a lot of puddles and a little bit of mud here and there. But it wasn't raining, and we had a fantastic time up there. We ran into this man who was like giving out, these pieces of sugar cane, and we saw these, huge insects. We just had a really nice time exploring nature and seeing these ruins. But then came the time for us to go back to our bus and to go head down because we had to get to the church. We had timed it just right. So we had half an hour to get down there so that we could set up and get our skits ready and the music and all that stuff. Well, we got on the bus, and since we were in the jungle on this very tiny road, our bus driver started to carefully back us down this dirt road. The problem is we were kind of at this little bit of a slope, so even though he was, backing perfectly down this road, because of the slope and because of gravity, our bus actually started to slide sideways. Now, it was not a very wide road, so we started to slide literally off the path. That was kind of scary because off the path there's just jungle, trees and bushes and stuff. And of course we want to stay on the path. So we're trying to back off this mountain, and he keeps sliding off, so he tries to go forward and then he tries to go back, and I think it was only getting worse. Oh boy, we were starting to get a little nervous now. Because as we were going back and forth, you know what started to happen? The tires started to kind of, number one, get off the road, and they were now not on the packed part of the road. They were starting to get into the side, which was muddy. Oh boy. Well, this kind of went on for like another 20 minutes, and it only got worse. And then our bus literally started to tip. It looked like it was falling into the jungle. And then when we got out to look, like half of the buses have these huge tires. Almost half of the bus tire was in the mud. And we're like, oh man, this is a problem. So, of course, the strong people decided to get off, and we're gonna take our shoes off and get into the mud, and we're trying to push this bus. And I think we only made it worse because as we pushed, it seemed like the bus was only falling deeper off the path and into the jungle. Boy, it really started to look like a very hopeless situation. We didn't know what to do. I mean, by that time, all of us had gotten off the bus, and we're just looking at the bus driver. We thought maybe if we lightened the bus, but we're looking at the bus driver, and he is trying as hard as he could. I mean, this guy knew what he was doing. It's just conditions were really bad. So he's trying to get up and back, and the bus was just falling farther and farther. And it gets to that point where you're looking at the bus and you're like, there is absolutely no way now that this bus can get out. I mean, it was so deep, off the path, deep in the mud. And it was, I don't know if you've ever experienced that mud that is just like horrible. It's like peanut butter. If you've ever stepped in it and like your shoe comes out and it's like stuck and gone in there. It was that kind of really nasty, sticky, gooey mud. And there we stood, frustrated and hopeless. Because we're just looking at the situation, and there's just no way we're going to get out of this. We're looking at the time, there's just no way we're going to make it to church. There's no phone up in the mountain and no cells, towers or anything. That's kind of when this hopeless feeling set in. And we have to be very careful because Satan tries so hard to make us feel hopeless, to steal our hope. Of course, God is the one that provides hope, and He gives us hope. He lifts us out of these bad situations. And for a moment there, we were just kind of wallowing in our hopelessness, and we had forgotten that we had the power of God with us. And all of a sudden, the older person in our group was like, everyone, come together. We forgot we must pray. And we're all like, oh, how could we forget? We were so preoccupied trying to get this bus out of the mud. We totally forgot. So right there in the middle of the jungle, we all grabbed each other's hands and made this big, huge circle right next to the bus. And we prayed. Lord, we wanted to go down to this church and we need help and we can't get out in this mud and the bus and the whole thing. And Amen. You know what? A minute later, our bus driver gets back on that bus, turns it on, and within a minute, we have no idea how, that bus popped out of the mud. To us, it was physically impossible, and what we saw just didn't make sense in our eyes, and we're all like, what? And we were so convinced that we had just seen a miracle from God. Because when we're in a hopeless situation, and when we ask God to be with us and to help us, He's not going to let you down. He's going to take a hopeless situation and fill it with hope. He will encourage us. He will lift us. So don't ever let Satan put you down or steal your hope. That leads me to our Bible verse for today, which is found in Isaiah chapter 40:31. It says, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength, and they will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." Wow, what a cool verse. What a difference when we put our hope in God. And that's what I want us to do today. Always put your hope in God. Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this Bible verse, for this experience that we had to have, Lord, even though it was kind of scary at the time, but I personally grew so much from seeing my hope and faith in you in action continue to work in my life as well as in the lives of each one of these young people and families watching, Lord. Bless them and help them to know that when things seem dark and hopeless, help us to reach out to you and to never lose hope. We love you so much, Father. In your precious name I pray. Amen. Wow, okay, well, that's the end of day one. I am already so excited and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. So, Kentucky, Tennessee, have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night. God bless.
Higher than the highest human thoughts can reach is God's ideal for His children. Godliness, God-likeness is the goal to be reached. Before me, there's a path of continual progress. I have an object to achieve, a standard to attain, that includes everything good and pure and noble. I will use my time wisely today. I will learn something new today. I will be successful today. I will have no other gods before thee. I will not make unto thee any graven images, nor bow down myself to serve them. I will not take the name of the Lord my God in vain. I will remember the Sabbath day. I will honor my father and my mother. I will not kill. I will not commit adultery. I will not steal. I will not bear false witness against my neighbors. I will not covet anything that is my neighbor's. My happiness for this life and for the future immortal life lies with me. I will not be content with dull thoughts, an indolent mind, or a loose memory. I will seek higher attainments. Christ will be the center of my life, and I will be a servant of God and a friend to men. This is my time, my place, and my opportunity. I accept the challenge to be all I can be. Because I am somebody. I am somebody. I may be African American. I may be Caucasian. I may be Hispanic. I may be Native American. I may be Asian. I may be Caribbean. I may be Filipino. I may be Indian. I may be Ethiopian. I may be young. But I am somebody. I am somebody. I am somebody.
Let's pray a hash for prayer, please. Dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful day. Thank you that we could all be here for this virtual camp meeting. Thank you that you've given us this opportunity to do it. Please help us next year to be better than this. And please help as many kids as possible be able to make it to Indian Creek Camp this year. Please help next year that we can go back to normal like we were before. Amen.
Amen.
Hey, hope you were blessed. Hope you had fun. Hope you learned something. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow is Sabbath. So I'll meet you guys at 11 a.m. Central Time right here online for our part 2 for our second day of the Greatest Adventure Youth Camp Meeting. See you guys there.